Welcome, I'm Alexis Moyer. I'm one of the founding artists here at Edgewater Gallery. So I've been here for 20 years, and every year I try and put on a show that expands myself a little bit as an artist and shows you guys something new of what I can do. So I'm much better at answering questions than I am at giving speeches. So I decided to write myself some questions. So the first one is, why do I sculpt animals? And I sculpt them because animals just have a really warm place in my heart, and I see them and something kind of melts inside, and so they become a good muse for me, a good jumping off point for me to use them in my artwork. And I don't build them in a realistic way. I reinterpret them into what I feel like they need to be and let them tell my stories. And so that brings up my next question, which is, do all of my pieces have a story? And they don't. They all have a story that's going on in my mind while I'm making them. But they don't all have a story that's a long story. But these three, the Here Comes Trouble, the Metamorphosis, and the Negotiation Tango, I've written out the stories that go with them. And you'll see that they're very different stories. They don't all materialize in the same way at all. And so you can kind of get a little peek into my headspace, I guess, while I'm working by reading the stories. And I didn't really realize how much story was involved until COVID hit. And we had the shutdown, and I started writing what I call my Saturday stories. And so every Saturday morning, I send out an email, Vanessa will tell you, it pops in your mailbox on Saturday morning, and it's just kind of a fun way for us to stay connected. But by doing it, it made me write down the stories and flesh them out that were going with the pieces. And so I ended up, learning a lot more about myself and my stories by sharing stories with all of you. So if any of you want to be on my Saturday morning email story list, there's a little sign-up paper back there by the flowers. You're welcome to leave me your name and your email, and I'll pop you onto the list. And my last question for myself, and then I'll answer questions if you have any. My last question is, what's the difference between the animals that I do like this and the animals that I do that are pet portraits? And so I'm just grab a book right here real quick. So I have this little book called Pets and Their Portraits. And so I do portraits, this is my own little dog, but I do portraits of people's pets for them. And so those don't have the same kind of story that I make up. Those actually, I'm working with the stories that people tell me about their pets, and I'm trying to capture the essence of that animal. And again, it still is a caricature, but I'm really trying to bring that animal into the piece so that when the people get the sculpture of their animal, they really feel like that's my dog, that's my cat, that's my bird, whatever it was. They really feel that connection. So that's what I'm going for there. So does anybody have any questions for me? No?
Are you going to autograph your books tonight?
Oh, yeah. So, and then we're having a book signing tonight. So Spencer and Esther, who are here, they have their new book out called Lost and Found. And it's a book about assemblage work. And it has, 6 artists in it?
8.
8 artists in it from Northern California. So they are going to be autographing their book. I'm going to be autographing my Totems book. So if anybody would like either or both books, there is a special if you buy both books of $75, so you save some on getting both. But we're happy to autograph and talk to you. And again, thank you for coming and enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.